what I'm talking about!
Okay, here we go with a look at a Keltec SU22. In this video, I will be going over what comes in the package and some different ways that you can set it up. So you've got your rifle here on the side. And you've got a 25 round magazine. This one's got a set of polymer feed lips. And then you have the instruction manual. Set the box off to the side. Okay, so you can see I have the A stock here, and you just remove your takedown pin, and then it folds, deploys into place, and then you place your takedown pin into the takedown pin slot, press it into place, and there's the rifle. Put the provided 25 round magazine in there, and that's what it looks like right out of the box. It comes with a Picatinny rail on the 6 o'clock position of the handguard. The barrel is threaded, and it is a 3/4 inch length of threading. So you could place a suppressor or a muzzle brake or a flash suppressor onto that barrel. It comes with a polymer front sight with a AR style sight post. Comes with a rear sight, and the windage would be adjusted by loosening and tightening these screws to adjust the right to left. You've got your AR style magazine release. It does accept AR-22 magazines. The magazine that it comes with is a Black Dog Machine X-Form 25 round magazine. The 25 round magazine does not fit into the A stock. If you had a 10 round magazine, it would kind of tuck away a little better in there, but it's not going to stay in place. And enough of it's going to peek through that it's not going to latch when you fold it. It's equipped with a last shot hold open. It's not a last shot hold open in the truest sense. When you go to withdraw the magazine, the bolt is going to go forward. So you'll have to come back to recharge after a new magazine is placed in. And that will affect your magazine releasing. If you press the button, it will not fall out. It will need to be plucked out. It does have a bolt hold open. This little push button right here underneath the trigger guard. You'll pull that back, press it up, and then pull back and release to disengage the bolt hold open. Has a cross bolt safety. This would be in the safe position, and that would be in the fire position. Disassembly for cleaning is actually pretty simple. Just withdraw your magazine, make sure that you're handling a safe firearm, empty chamber. Drift your takedown pin out, and that will give you access to your receiver. Pull out your bolt buffer. Pull your gas tube, rotate it so that it will fit up like that, and then you just kind of press, hit back into the receiver. Pull your charging handle out. Start to rotate your bolt down and pull your bolt and spring assembly out. Your handguard disassembles by unthreading this handguard end cap, and that would allow you to pull off the bottom half of your handguard, and then the upper half pulls off that way. As of 2015, there is an aftermarket handguard for the SU22 and the SU16 by Red Lion Precision, if I have that name correct. Okay, and then reassembling. Take and place your upper handguard in place like that. And then your lower handguard, you can see on the front of the Picatinny rail there's a closed section and an open section. Open section goes forward. Press them together. and thread your end cap back on. Now I myself do find this handguard setup with the threaded end cap more stable and less wobbly than the centerfire version, which is kind of just essentially held in place by a clip. A little piece of metal that clips it onto the front section. I find this just to be a little more stable if you want to run a vertical grip or an angled foregrip on the front of it. Okay, and then take your bolt and spring assembly here, and it's going to place up and then go forward. But one thing before you put it in, it's good to know that this little notch, or how you had to have it pointing up to get it to go into the receiver, it's going to have to be pointing up to go out of the receiver. And it's easy to put it back in the receiver this way and have your notch be facing down. So you want to make sure that it is pointing up. Okay, and then you want to take and place your spring assembly back into place. Push it all the way up into the receiver. Guide it forward so that you line up your opening for your charging handle. Put your charging handle in, line everything up, and press it forward. Take and pull your spring assembly tube forward, and from my experience, the tube here wants to get hung up on this little nut right here. The nut is pushed down and will not allow the tube to go forward. So what I find I have to do is kind of pull up on this nut and kind of manipulate this forward here. Now take care not to let go at this point, it'll just go right back where you started. And then you have to get your tube to go over this plastic mock gas system here. And it's handy to do this without oil all over your hands. Okay, and then once you've got it out, kind of rotate it until it falls back into that notch it's supposed to go into, like that. This part can be kind of a pain, but it's pretty straightforward. Don't forget to put your bolt buffer back in. And it really only goes in one way. Yeah. I find on the SU22 that this latching mechanism does not engage because of the Picatinny rail. Doesn't allow it to go forward enough to latch onto the barrel. And then your rifle just goes back together, and your takedown pin, just like that. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the CA stock or the A stock. Let me show you what this rifle would look like with the E stock or the AR style stock. And this is what the SU22 looks like with the E stock. It gives it kind of a more AR feel with the pistol grip and the adjustable buffer tube. One of the things that you will give up with this stock is its folding feature. It can still fold like the A and the CA stock, but it doesn't fold as much. You can see that that's all the further it will fold. Now, if your overall length needs to be shortened, this would accommodate that, but it doesn't get nearly as compact as the C or the CA stock. And then of course the feature of this, you pull down on this latch and then the stock folds up and underneath and latches into place. And then to deploy it, you just pull down, latch it back up into place. This stock here does have a slightly longer length of pull than the A stock, maybe a ½ inch or so. And something I did not know about this stock with the SU22, if you're running a 25 round magazine, you cannot latch directly over a 25 round magazine like you can with the SU16. The magazine is too long. But if you are using a 10 round magazine, it will latch right over top of that, and then you could keep it in a ready state, grab it out of wherever you have it compactly stored, and then you just pull the stock out and deploy it, and you're ready to shoot. It is possible to run this folded with the 25 round magazine if you want to shoot it that way, and that's accomplished by taking and placing your 25 round magazine, starting it like this, fold it up, kind of guide it in place, and then you can run it this way. But if you want to run it this way, it's kind of a pain in the backside, because once you go dry, you go to change your magazine, and it gets kind of hung up on this little spot here. It doesn't want to freely just drop. And then if you want to change the magazine over, it's even harder yet, because it's got kind of a ramp on this side that allows it to pull out, but it doesn't allow it to go back in very easily. So it works very well for a 10 round magazine if you want to keep it in a ready state, compact like that. But for a 25 round magazine, it's probably not very practical. Okay, well, there's a look at some of the features of the Keltec SU22 and some of the ways that it can be set up. Thanks for checking out my videos. Shoot safely.